throughout this NBA season of uncertainty, there was one thing that was certain. The Bulls' reign was over. Therefore, the focus of the league's stars became crystal clear. Earn the crown that has eluded them. But as the playoffs progressed, most were left to reflect on another missed opportunity. Still, one long-denied star managed to shine. A celebrated admiral is moments away from leading the San Antonio Spurs into battle. It's the first trip to the NBA Finals for David Robinson. Will the special forces that surround the admiral continue to dominate their opponents? 10 consecutive postseason wins makes them the prohibitive favorite and moves Robinson that much closer to the championship he covets. Uncertainty defined the New York Knicks' regular season. But turmoil and lackluster results have given way to spectacular playoff achievement and team harmony. When this unconventional collection of stars lost their leader, they never lost heart. Instead, it inspired them to last-second heroics and peak performances that have the skeptics asking and fans begging, can the 8th seed do it again? The window of opportunity is now, but who will persevere through the uncertainty and pressure of a championship? This much is certain. Game 1 of the NBA Finals is next.
This is the NBA on NBC. The 1999 NBA Finals.
The Alamo Dome in San Antonio is approaching a madhouse. Nearly 40,000 on hand to watch their Spurs, the NBA's best team over the course of the season, take on one of the league's biggest surprises in many seasons, the New York Knicks, with the NBA championship at stake. Hello, everybody. With Doug Collins, I'm Bob Costas. Welcome to Game 1 at the Alamo Dome. First item of business, Larry Johnson, listed as questionable with the sprained right knee, will not only play tonight for the New York Knicks, he will start Game 1. Jim Gray will have details on that in just a few moments. But even with Larry Johnson in the lineup, the Knicks are overwhelming underdogs. How do they make this thing competitive, or to take it a step beyond that, pull off what ultimately would be the biggest upset in the history of the NBA Finals?
Bob, first of all, they must continue to play great defense. Their opponents shooting under 40% in the playoffs. Then they must get great play from Latrell Sprewell and Allan Houston. These guys have been terrific. The slashing, the speed, and the quickness of Sprewell. The sweet shooting of Allan Houston in the low post with a little fadeaway, and the aggression going to the basket and drawing the three-point play. These two guys must score. And then the X factor, the guy who has changed their team, Marcus Camby, off the bench, instant energy with his defense and easy scoring. He's been great on the offensive backboard with his tips and his second shot opportunities, and then his shot blocking has triggered the Knicks running game. They need him to play well, and he must stay out of foul trouble, Bob.
Well, the Knicks beat higher seeds, much higher seeds, when they defeated Miami, and then Atlanta, and then Indiana. But the Spurs are a different story. This is a team after a 6-8 start that has now won 42 of its last 48, including 10 consecutive playoff games. There's a reason for that, or in their case, two big reasons.
Well, the great twosome of David Robinson and Tim Duncan, and these guys are complete players. They do it offensively and defensively. Duncan runs the floor and the strong finisher. You throw the ball in the post to him, and the double team, you kick it out in the open three-point shot. And David Robinson, his quickness and ability outside on the floor, the quickness, the drive to the basket, and the finish, and then the great shot blocking. They take away anything in the lane. It's going to be vital for the Knicks to be able to meet the mid-range jump shot. And the Spurs have seen it all, Bob, defensively. In round 1, it was Avery Johnson, almost 20 points a game. In round 2, Tim Duncan at 29 and Robinson at 18 against Portland. They're poised, confident, and playing the best basketball of the season, Bob.
The opening tip for Game 1 is just a few minutes away. When we come back after this break, Hannah Storm and Peter Vesey will join us, and they will be with the man who is now officially the new coach of the Lakers, Phil Jackson.
Now to the matter at hand, the finals. Who do you like?
Well, you got to look at the Spurs and say you like them, but I like the Knicks only if they start Marcus Camby in the starting lineup.
My basketball roots are all ABA, red, white, and blue, but I'm ashamed to say I'm picking the Knicks. Obviously, I'm a homer.
This is a bigger mismatch than the Alamo.
Are we to take that as you're leaning towards the Spurs? Okay, game one of the NBA Finals between the Knicks and the Spurs coming up. The player introductions and the tip-off next. The NBA Finals on NBC continue right after these messages.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Stan Kelly, and welcome to the Alamo Dome for Game 1 of the 1999 NBA Finals. First, the starting lineup for the Eastern Conference champion New York Knicks. Starting at one forward, 6'7" from UNLV, number 2, Larry Johnson. The other forward, 6'5", from Alabama, number 8, Latrell Sprewell. At one guard, 6'6", from Tennessee, number 20, Allen Houston. The other guard, 6'2", from Florida State, number 21, Charlie Ward. At center, 6'11", from Yale, number 14, Chris Dudley. Head coach for New York, Jeff Van Gundy.
Someone else.
Y'all ready for this? And now, ladies and gentlemen, off your seat and on your feet, introducing the Western Conference champion, San Antonio Spurs. Starting at one forward, 7 foot from Wake Forest University, number 21, Tim Duncan. The other forward, 6'8", from Arizona, number 32, Sean Elliott. One guard, 5'11", from Southern University, number 6, the little big man, A.J. Avery Johnson. The other guard, 6'5", from American International, number 17, Mario Elie. And the man in the middle, 7'1" center from the U.S. Naval Academy, number 50, the Admiral, David Robinson. Head coach for the Spurs, Greg Popovich.
This will not be the biggest crowd in NBA Finals history. They put more than 40,000 into the Silverdome for the Pistons and Lakers in the late 80s, but this will be way up there, something close to 40,000, ready to roar. Let's check with Ahmad Rashad.
All right, thanks, Bob. The San Antonio Spurs have been playing so well the last month or so. They've only played 4 games in 24 days, so it brings you to think, are they rusty? Well, I talked to Avery Johnson about it. Avery says that what they've done is they've had game-type scrimmages every other day with conditioning being done the odd day. He said that it's nothing like playing in a real game, but that's the best that they could do. He said the big contribution came from Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr told everybody exactly what the Chicago Bulls did in that situation, what their mindset was. Avery said that has worked, and he feels like they're ready to go. Now for the Knicks side of it, let's go down to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Ahmad. I spoke to Jeff Van Gundy and to Larry Johnson, and here is the reason that Johnson is starting. Johnson went to Van Gundy and told him that he is